We often say, does this law violate a right? That's a good question. It's an important question. It's actually the second question a judge should ask. The first question is, does the government have this power under the Constitution?
Cato's briefs in the Supreme Court have been cited in majority and other opinions. That is a rare honor considering the dozens and dozens of briefs that are filed in cases these days.
They're getting attention, sometimes being quoted in Supreme Court cases, sometimes being cited in newspapers, and even making it onto Jeopardy.
The Cato Institute helped convince SCOTUS to rule against these organizations in 2018's Janus v. AFSCME. Evan.
What are unions?
Yes.
Cato has had a substantial winning percentage in its amicus briefs. In some years, it's like an Alabama winning percentage.
Big Supreme Court decisions of the last 20 years have our fingerprints on them.
The Lopez case, the Chief Justice of the United States, William Rehnquist, wrote, "We start from first principles."
The court, for the first time since the New Deal, said that Congress has expressly enumerated powers.
Gonzalez versus Rage. The Cato Institute was a stalwart supporter of our lawsuit.
Fundamentally, this is a question of does the government have a good enough reason for treating these groups of people differently?
The power of eminent domain is one of the most serious powers the government has at its disposal, to take away your home, to take away your land, to take away your business.
A case that established for the first time definitively that the Second Amendment protects an individual right to keep and bear arms.
One cannot effectively exercise one's free speech rights without the right, A, to band together with other like-minded people, and B, to spend money to effectively distribute the messages.
It's constitutionally wrong to force someone to buy a particular product.
It was really daring and creative and successful lawyering strategy. I have to say I oppose it on the merits, but I admire the creativity.
Cato is the only national organization that filed an amicus brief before the Supreme Court in the Obergefell case in support of same-sex marriage, and the Masterpiece Cake Shop case supporting the right of the baker not to bake a cake for a same-sex wedding.
I think we've won out to a very large extent.
Around this town now, you hear people say, oh, we need to represent all three perspectives, conservative, progressive, libertarian. That's because of Cato.
That's sort of the way that the law has trended. And if you make these kind of arguments about powers being limited, rights being unlimited, you get a libertarian result.
We certainly will never run out of causes. We will never run out of attacks on liberty.
Whether it's the Green New Deal or executive power off the rails in different ways, there's going to be a need to respond to that.
And the need for Cato to raise its distinct, influential voice in advancing the cause of freedom.